Hello, and thank you for checking in with us today on Hotel Home. I have another special guest for you today. This is Meggan Schafer. Meggan, thank you for being with us today.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Are you super excited about our episode?
Super duper.
Excellent. Today we're talking about packing because, as I keep telling you, we live out of 2 suitcases and they can only be 50 pounds a piece. And sometimes we're out of the U.S. for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months at a time?
Yes.
And so we have to figure out how to pack for that. And Meggan is an expert on that. Now, Meggan, how long have you been living in hotels?
I've been living in hotels for probably 8 years.
8 years?
Yes, 8 years.
Oh. Do you like it?
I do. Actually, when I go home, it feels wrong. It's not my home. I feel like hotels are my home, and when I go back home, it's like, well, where do I put all my stuff? Like, I don't know what to do. Like, then I gotta share it with the rest of the family, and it's just, no, I like it better definitely in hotels.
Maybe we could send you a luggage rack for home.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, how do you choose a piece of luggage that's going to stand up to all the traveling that we do and can hold all your stuff the way you want it?
Well, I've gone through many pairs of suitcases.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've gone through 4 in those 8 years. So about every other year I end up with a new pair of suitcases. Usually mom and dad, that's their go-to Christmas gift. So it works out. For the most part, I've had soft suitcases. You know, just your generic pull, no fancy wheels, no fancy anything, lots of pockets. And I really, really liked the different pockets because I can always find stuff because I just put the same kind of things always back where they go in those specific pockets. Okay. Because when you're like traveling around and there's like tiny rooms and then you're sharing it with someone, like your stuff can easily get lost. So I love to always just put things back in the same exact spot all the time, especially like the passport. It's got its own home. It always stays there. It always goes back right there. And that way you're never like, well, where did I put that?
So do you have the soft-sided, like the duffel style that opens into multiple compartments, or just the regular rectangular suitcase that you would generally see in like Kohl's?
Yes, that's what I have, is the typical one. But now this is my first set of hard case suitcases.
Oh.
Yes, and I don't know, I'm kind of off and on about them because they have the fancy turny wheels, the 360-degree wheels, which is great for elevators when you go in, and then you don't have to like shuffle to turn everything around with a bunch of people in it so that you can leave when you hit the lobby. But I've already broken one of the wheels in 2 months, so I had to get it replaced. And now the other bag's not really working that great, so I hate to say it, Samsonite, but I'm not a huge fan. But a lot of people really are, so I don't know. I could just have a bad set. But and then as for the hard case suitcases, the other thing that I don't particularly care for is that they don't have a lot of pockets. You typically have 2 sides. One big side and then the other big side. And the other problem with that is if you're in a small hotel room, you have to fold it completely open. When the other traditional suitcase, you can set it down and the lid kind of folds up and can prop up. So I like that better too. So I'm going to say this is probably my last hard suitcases I'm going to get. But they do really protect stuff. I mean, I've had like straightening irons broken, various other things broken just from, you know, being tossed around on airplanes. So I definitely have had a lot more luck with things staying safe in the hard suitcases. So I'd say really, you know, it's personal preference. The people I know, they either love them or hate them, so.
I always wonder, I'm a crammer, so I prefer the soft-sided because you can always fit that like one extra thing in and kind of jam the zipper shut. And I feel like the hard cases don't have any give, so once you're done, you're done.
Yes.
And you can only sit on it for so long.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've never had a hard suitcase, but they make me nervous. Okay. What brand do you prefer? Do you have a brand that has worked better for you in the past?
I would say they're all pretty comparable. I've had cheap suitcases from like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, you know, clearance, $30, $40, $50 each. And then I've had, like, my current suitcases are Samsonite, so they're more expensive ones. And I would say that usually price doesn't affect the way that they hold up, per se.
So don't spend extra on a pricey name brand if you don't have to. Find something with lots of pockets.
Correct. And, you know, just general wear and tear, if you're traveling that often and going through airports, no matter what it is, it's going to get really scuffed up. It's going to get, like, handles broken, all those other kinds of things. So it's better to just save your money and get one, like, every other year, a new set. And then that's just, it's really worked out well for me. And obviously, like I said, the only broken ones I've had have been my most expensive ones. So
so sometimes less is more.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just want the straight wheel.
Yeah, straightforward.
What do you do for your carry-on? Do you have a full, like, luggage style carry-on, or do you just do a tote bag, or
well,
does it depend where you're going?
I really don't like being a bag lady, so the less I have to carry around, the better. I used to have like a little carry-on for, you know, extra weight, all of the heavy stuff, especially when liquids used to be allowed on planes. I would put all of my liquids inside of there. That really, really worked out. But now it's just, I think, more of a hassle. I know a lot of people, like, swear by them, love taking them around. But when I'm going on possibly, like, 3 or 4 trains to get to a different city, and then 2 buses and a taxi and a 20-minute walk, really, the less I'm carrying, the better.
Absolutely. Do you leave space somewhere for souvenirs while you're doing all this traveling?
I don't know if when I'm packing, I have that in mind. I'm not usually a huge souvenir shopper. I probably get one thing from each country, and we have something called the shelves. It's in our office, and they're these beautiful shelves that are all nice and white, and they are covered with all of these bright, colorful knickknacks that I've collected from around the world. So we've only been in Japan on this leg, or there's only going to be one.
All right. I guess that helps save space if you limit yourself to one item per country.
You know, I've been to about 25 to 30 countries, and so if every single country I went to, I bought a souvenir for everyone, I would be broke, and that would be a lot of space. So I just can't commit to that. I think all of my friends and family realize that too, so it's just a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's start with clothes. So, for example, you have work clothes that you need, day-to-day clothes, going out clothes, and then we also have special events once in a while.
Yes, and workout clothing.
So how do you pack for all of that? And sometimes we're packing for multiple seasons.
Yes.
So what's the best way to figure out your wardrobe for the next 6 months in 2 bags?
Well, from experience, I've learned that living with someone else and having possibly very tiny rooms, that I like to have all of my weekly, day-to-day, anything that I'm definitely going to pull out that week into one bag, so that I can keep the other bag sort of as my attic and keep it, you know, in a closet, clothes somewhere out of the way or underneath the other suitcase. Just that way there's so much more room, and there's a lot less to, like, shuffle through to find exactly what you need. Like, I don't need my fancy party dresses, you know, weekly or daily or anything like that, or my fancy heels, or, you know, the off-season clothing. So I just, every so often, I'll go through that and, like, shuffle through the attic and then put the stuff that I want to wear, you know, for the next couple of months in one bag, and then have the other side, it's still always with me, just in case I need to go into it.
Oh, and that way you kind of have a little bit of change in your wardrobe as you go through the seasons as well.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of shopping when you're on the road to change up your wardrobe?
Yes and no. I find that it depends on the country. Obviously, in Japan, they're very teeny tiny little people, so their sizes are a little different than in the U.S., so they don't really kind of fit the same. But, you know, in other places, like we were in Brazil, I did a lot of shopping. because their fashion and everything was amazing, but it was probably the most expensive things I've ever bought. So it really depends on where you're going, the areas, how much you're willing to spend, if you're really in love with something, if it's your style or not. So I don't think I do the same amount of shopping on each tour or each, country that I go to. It just, it depends.
So about how many outfits would you say that you need for, say, a 6-month tour?
Ooh, outfits. I would say I don't really go count outfits when I'm packing. I usually start with like pants, and I'll have, like 5 pairs of pants. And then
in a variety of styles or colors, or
yeah, like some ripped jeans, some regular jeans, some black pants, some black jeans, some just your nice variety of like one of everything, and put it in there. Like I only have 2 pairs of jeans on tour, and then
like
the rest
a straight
are
leg and a regular.
Yeah, like one's distressed and one's normal, so, and then each one has its own separate personality. So I'm not going to carry like 4 pairs of jeans that look just alike, it's kind of pointless. No one's going to even realize they're different pants anyway. So just spray them down with Febreze and you're fine.
There we go.
And then I just bring all of my favorite shirts, and I think bring about maybe 20-25 shirts. And skirts and shorts if we happen to be in that sort of weather. Obviously, if I'm going somewhere like maybe China is really, really hot, or Thailand, or those kind of countries, I'm going to bring way more shorts than I would if we were doing like a States tour, and we might be going to Florida or Texas that is kind of, warmer, but we're only going to be there for a little while, so just bring 2 or 3 pairs of shorts.
And then we're going to the Luth, and it'll be a little chilly.
Yes, and then you need your snow boots, so they'll stay in the attic for a while, and then I'll pull them out when I need them.
There you go. There's another thing. What about shoes? They're heavier, they take up a lot of space, and there's such a big variety that you need sometimes. How do you decide what to bring and what to leave at home?
Well, I'm very practical when it comes to shoes, because I know that I walk a lot. If I'm going to go out to a bar, nightclub, party, whatever it is, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to have to walk there, and it's not going to be next door. So when I'm bringing like heels or anything like that, I'm like, can I walk in it? For how long? And like, are they going to like stand the test of time? Because normally we're walking on, like cobblestone or like broken up sidewalks. I mean, it's not always just this nice straight cement pathway. So you really have to make sure they're kind of durable, easy to walk in, but still look cute. So really finding shoes is kind of hard. Because you really
have like a shoe obstacle course. Like, if I can wear these through this, I know they're gonna make it next tour.
Not necessarily. I don't know. You just know if the shoe fits.
There you go.
And then I try to keep them pretty universal. So like when it comes to flats, I have like a tannish pair, and then I have a black pair. Then if it's heels, I have like a black pair, and then I have a beige pair, and I try not to make them too loud, so that way they can go with more things.
And then do you have accessories that go with all of that as well, or are you not an accessories person?
I do carry some jewelry around. Yeah, and I have a nice case, which hopefully you'll get to see. It's a nice case, and it keeps all of my makeup and my jewelry inside of it nice and organized, and I pull out the compartments. So when I need to get to the jewelry, I just pull out the compartments, and then it's all separated.
Oh, I like that.
Because jewelry and traveling in little baggies, it just gets all jumbled and tangled and broken. So I like to keep them nice and separated and calm inside their box.
And we're talking about makeup, but we also have a lot of other liquids and things that we carry, like makeup and shampoo and body wash and hairsprays. And how do you decide how much of a product to bring with you? And then how do you account for that in your luggage? Because most of those things weigh an awful lot. And like you said before, you can't put those in your carry-on on the planes anymore. Yes.
That is definitely the bulk of the weight. So if you're not really attached to a product, don't bring extra of it. If you were, someone you just like shampoo, and it can be like, any particular brands, I'm sure everywhere you're going to go sells shampoo. So unless you like have a specialty needed shampoo, then don't worry about it. Just bring enough to get you through like the first week or two, or whatever you got left in the shower when you're leaving home, and just bring that. Same with like lotion. I mean, every country's got lotion. So if you need some lotion, just go find some, buy it then. And then that way that really cuts down on weight. Otherwise you're bringing like 30 pounds of stuff on tour. And I mean, you could fit a lot of other valuable products in your suitcases for that.
Are you an avid user of the hotel provided, like lotions and shampoos and stuff?
No. I kind of avoid it like the plague.
Okay.
I
used to use them all the time, but
yeah?
every once in a while I'm like, no. I have to switch to a name brand shampoo because this is not doing it for me.
Yeah. Sometimes like the body soap I'm fine with, but other than that, I just pretty much use my own stuff.
But it's mostly stuff that you find locally.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything that you've found that's different about products that you've found locally in different countries? For example, I heard that some of the soaps here seemed to be a little more drying than soaps in other countries, or anything like that?
Well, I do know that in Japan they have antiperspirants, but they don't have deodorant in their antiperspirants. Oh. So that would be one of those things where you would have to bring your own. You would have to definitely bring that yourself if you were worried about that.
So if you're a sweater and coming to Japan, you remember that.
Yeah. And then toothpaste, a lot of Japanese toothpaste doesn't have fluoride. So I think fluoride's very important, everyone. Your teeth are very important. So that toothpaste may be something that you might want to stock up on. But generally, I'll kind of, read about the country that I'm going to just to get a little, snippet of how easy it is to find certain things.
So, we have also had issues here where we have had to send our luggage ahead. And you said you don't really carry a carry-on piece of luggage with you. So, when that happens, how do you decide what to pack for maybe the 2 days that we're without both of our large luggage pieces?
Well, I have a tote that I therefore then have to carry. So I have a small tote and I keep it as light as possible. I have one pair of shoes and I make sure whatever I'm wearing the next couple of days that's going to match and that's what I'm going to wear. And I will bring exactly what I need. I'm not going to bring extra. I'm going to decide what I'm wearing, and that's what I'm going to pack. And then I only take the very, very necessities of makeup. I probably won't wear jewelry those next couple of days. And if there happens to be, decent bath products, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll be fine. I'll use this one day. So
we'll go ahead and send everything else ahead and hope for the best.
Yes.
All right. And now we're lucky enough that Meggan said that we can go on a tour of her luggage so that we can see exactly how you arrange everything. Is that right? All right. Yeah. So we're going to take the roving Rayna cam and go do that right now. Okay. Here we are with Rayna's roving cam to see the tour of Meggan's luggage, which is very organized.
It's a little OCD. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's perfect. It's perfect for our viewers at home. They can aspire to this.
Yeah.
They can learn from your 8 years of travel. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your packing method here.
All right. Well, I like to use packing cubes. I've used them for many years because they really seem to help make getting ready for work in the morning a lot easier. Knowing I want to wear a pair of shorts today, so you just go straight to the shorts. Or then you're like, well, now I need a shirt for them, so here's your shirt pile. And then that way you're not, constantly messing up the rest of your folded clothes. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about with that. When you just pull the one thing out, it messes everything else up. So then it stays, pretty compact and neat in its own, each little home, of course. And then I have my unspeakables, of course, in their own separate ones, like socks and undies and bras.
You have unspeakable socks?
Well, yes, unspeakable socks.
Oh my.
They're naughty. And then shoes, of course. I keep all my shoes in shoe bags so that they don't get each other dirty or my other stuff dirty.
They're individually wrapped.
Yeah, they're individually wrapped.
You're like
And then
chocolate.
you would think it would be hard to know what pair of shoes was in each one of them, and that they're not labeled. But actually, when I pick it up, just by the feeling of it, you know your shoes well enough. You're gonna know which ones they are. And yeah, and then pretty much the attic is just a mess. It's everything thrown in there. I don't really organize that much. It's just out of the way, somewhere out of the way.
Okay.
And then for makeup and such, I have this little handy dandy thing.
And does this go in the large suitcase over here?
Yeah, I just kind of push them aside and stick this down at the bottom of it. So,
cool.
like my everyday makeup is in this box.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I use. And then I have jewelry below that. So this is my flat jewelry, and these are the big necklaces you don't want to get tangled.
Oh, and they're all in nice hard trays so nothing gets crushed.
Exactly, yeah. Definitely a lot easier to not get a bunch of broken jewelry. Whether it's real or not. And then, yeah, I just have a couple of cases for, like, you know, the necessities, like makeup wipes, the little toothpicks, and your Q-tips. All the things that you use a lot of. And that way you can put the big things of them into the attic. So you don't need the entire giant 2,000 Q-tips that they come in. So, and then, like, the hair stuff comes in a bag and it's labeled. Or, like, all your medicine and stuff. You know, I keep that bedside. That's all the stuff, like, you know, chapstick and, you know, different medicines for aches and pains or sinus infections or whatever. And just keep it, like, close hand. So, yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Perfect. Great tour.
Yes.
Where is your attic?
My attic is right there right now.
Oh, matching luggage?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming with us today on our tour of luggage, and I hope you've gained some helpful packing tips for your next trip. Thank you, Meggan, for being with us today and sharing all your tips.
Yeah, good luck packing.
Yay. Thank you for checking in with us today on Hotel Home. As always, I'm your meandering maiden, and may you always travel home.